Welcome everybody to a brand new rebuild, and we are using the 22-23 transfer database. Also, it's got all the relegations and promotions, and that means Nottingham Forest, who we are going to be rebuilding, are in the Premiership. Unfortunately, it does say July 2021, not 22. We can ignore that. It doesn't really matter. It has been over 20 years since they were last in the Premiership, and hopefully this time we are going to keep them here. They've won the European Champions League, or the Champions Cup, back then in 79 and 80. The English Premiership, or the Division 1, back in 78. They won the Super Cup in 79. Very, very successful in the late 1970s. They've even won the FA Cup in the 1898, actually, that far back. And 1959, the Carabao Cup, and all the other trophies as well. Some of the transfers have gone through. If we have a quick look at the squad as well. Tawai Owoni, I can't pronounce it, I do apologise. That transfer is here. There are a couple of other good players as well. If we have just a quick look at them. Obviously, our new signing, our striker right at the top. Goalkeeper Samba. There is no Dean Henderson. That hasn't appeared in here. We tried to just see if we could get him on loan so we can have him in the squad. United are refusing, so that might not happen until the following season. So we'll see what happens. We've even got Brennan Johnson, a young prospect, 20 years old, looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, whether or not he'll be good enough for this division is yet to be seen, but quite excited to see what he brings. 10 goals in 40 games last season for Lincoln, out on loan. Scott Jenner, Ryan Yates, Worrell, Steve Cook. To be perfectly honest, I'm not too hot on some of these players. Got a couple of aging players as well. If we have a quick look, Graben, 33-year-old striker. I have seen him in action a couple of times for Forest, and I think he is still pretty good. But at 33 years old, maybe we could offload him and bring somebody else in, or maybe we just have him as a backup. Who knows? Jack Callback as well. Nice to see him hanging around, but again, defensive midfielder. So maybe we could use him. Formerly of Newcastle, Forest bring him out on a free, so that's quite good. So I mean, maybe we just hang on to him as well. And who else is there? Orta, Taylor, Nuno da Costa, attacking midfielder, striker, Steve Cook in defence, and then a couple of other players under the age of 30. So really excited to get this rebuild underway. Financially, we are being given £25.5 million to spend, so maybe we might be able to do something with that. Projection wise, it doesn't look very healthy for us, so we need to get some really, really good signings in. But Man City, as we just have a look at that, I was just checking some of the transfers going through as I was speaking earlier. Haaland is at Man City, so yeah, we got that to cope with this year, so that's going to be interesting as well. And Man U clearly haven't got any signings, as we know how bad they are. Yeah, nothing changes there at all. So if we look at our transfer history then so far this season, a couple of players coming in. Xander Silva from West Ham, Steve Cook from Bournemouth, Laia from Toronto, Ujida from Olympia, Surridge, didn't see him, for £2.2 million. Another striker, maybe go two up front, even have a diamond formation as well. But Teo is going to be our main striker. Staffing wise, there's a lot of work to do here. We are well under average, or just about average on yeah, it's not looking good staff wise, so we need to sort that out, sort the training and everything else out, sign some players, and then we will be straight back and have a look exactly what we've done. Right then, before we get into the transfers, didn't mention the club vision, so that was a mistake. So don't sign anybody over the age of 28, so that gives us a little bit of leeway. Sign players under the age of 23 for the future, 23 for the first team. Usual stuff that we need to do, that we normally do when we do these rebuilds. Play entertaining football though, I don't know about that though. Work within the budget, obviously, and fight bravely against relegation. Reach the fourth round of the FA Cup and reach the third round minimum of the Carabao. Right, okay, straight into the first transfer then. So the first chap is this one, a left back. I thought we needed somebody really strong on this left hand side. We didn't have anybody really. Kazava, I think that's how he's pronounced. He is French and very, very cheap. He is 28 years old, so he does fit just within the remit. He looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Against the rest of the team, I thought he'll fit in quite well. £2.5 million. Boom. That is a bargain. He was available. The scouts picked him up, and yes, we decided to pick him up. They make a massive loss on him. He did play majority of the seasons with them as well, so I can't quite see his ratings, but he's played 3 games for us already. Not done too bad, but then again, it is our first season in this division. Next up is Richidley Bazoa. Again, I think he's Dutch. Is he Dutch? Yes, he's Dutch. The Dutch and the French flag I get confused. But again, another midfielder. I thought he'd be quite good. Actually, he can actually play in this position here, actually. So it might be worth having a look at that. But he looks pretty decent once more. I thought more or less for the midfield, but I might actually switch it around for him to be a DM. We did bring another player in, which I think we need to switch around once again. I mean, it is... yeah, it's looks quite good, actually. So guess how much he cost? 0. He was a freebie. I'm not going to lie. Why? 2 games, 6.5 so far. He has sustained an injury, I think, at the moment. But free. Really happy with that, especially with them sort of stats. And to be perfectly honest, we had a lot of wages to sort out, and also well, trying to entice some of these players that we're bringing in now. £29,000 a week though, very, very cheap. Next up is Ramadan Sobhi. I'm not sure where he's from Egypt. Excellent. So another Mo Salah, nice. Left winger, right winger, central cam player. More or less just for the left hand side. We were very, very short on that side as well, and I thought he'll be quite good as well. Pretty quick-ish. He's got a great flair as well, so hopefully another Mo Salah on the left-hand side though. But behind our main player, Awoni, I can't pronounce that name, I do apologise, but he looks pretty decent. And £8.5 million, not a bad bit of business there. The Pyramids did pay 4.1, so they get double their money. 7 goals in 22. He's already got an assist for us already. But again, this season, given time, as long as we can survive this season, I've got a lot of hope for next season. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And our final signing is Shawn Longstuff. He's on loan. Now, I'm wondering whether to put him in midfield as opposed to DM and have Boa in there instead. I might do that as well. But again, very excited to have Shawn Longstuff in with the team. He was available for loan. We decided we wanted to try and buy him, and to be honest, he wanted a lot of money. But £2,500 a week we're paying. I think he has got a contract to say that £28 million optional fee later on. I don't know whether we'll pay that or not, but we'll see how he does this season. But overall, he looks pretty good. I'm surprised they let him go, actually, to be perfectly honest. There's just a couple of games last season, 20 and 23 the season before. Not really getting much game time. But hopefully when he comes to us, he'll get a lot more game time as the season progresses. So this is a formation we're going to go with. We're going to go with a DM here, which is going to be the ball-winning midfielder. And I have changed it to have Boa in there. And Shawn Longstuff should be in the midfield there. So we're going to have a quite good midfield trio, I think. Sobhi's going to be on the left-hand side. Johnson, the youngster, is going to be on the right-hand side. Awoni is going to be up front. Kozova is going to be on the left-hand side. And we've got Samba in goal. The season has gone okay. We haven't lost any pre-seasons, but we've drawn a lot of games, though. So we are struggling to score goals. Milan we beat. That's quite surprising. An 82nd minute winner there. We draw with Leicester. We draw with Leeds. We beat Burnley in the Carabao Cup. And Wolves 1-1 in the league. So that should put us unbeaten, if it does, but we are languishing near the bottom of the table, so we want to make sure we do not end up down there at all. Does that improve our status? No, not one jot actually. So that's disappointing, but again, we've got a long way to go. We just need to survive. That's all we need to do, and hopefully we can do that. So some of the big signings then, let's have a quick look. Zapata's gone to Chelsea for £54 million. Newcastle have done a fair bit of signings as well. Oscar, Rafa and Paulista. Wow, Liverpool have brought in Rodriguez And Tottenham have brought in Hermoso as well. Okay, some big signings going in there, but not too massively, which is nice to see. Hopefully next season we'll have a little bit more money and well, we need to survive first. I think that's the top and bottom of it. So let's go on to season 1. Let's simulate it, and we'll be back in just a tick. Season 1 is over, and as you can see, we do survive, and we actually survived by a clear 25 points in the end, which isn't that bad at all. That's quite impressive for a first season back in the Premiership after being away from it so long. And look at our forward. He's managed to get himself 23 goals this season in the league and finished 3rd top goal scorer. That is superb. I mean, he is behind Salah and Haaland, mind. To be mid-table-ish, that's quite impressive. Man City and Liverpool run away with the league. Actually, not that far away from Chelsea, actually. 3 points off. Man U behind Arsenal, Tottenham, and any other, Everton, Newcastle. Newcastle are up there as well. Palace, Brighton, and Fulham all go down. I mean, I'm just quite impressed by that. Bournemouth managed to stay up as well, so that's good on their part. But even so, that's quite impressive. 43 goals scored, 58 conceded. I mean, that is something we will have to work on, unfortunately. We got off to a good start, 3 draws. Then we get our first win against Brighton, 1-0. And then it's just kind of hit and miss all the way through the season. We do lose to Bournemouth. And I think we did lose to Bournemouth towards the end of the season. Yeah, 1-0 twice. That's just bizarre. But a draw against Everton. We do lose to Newcastle, Liverpool. There are times where we're playing big teams right off the bat against on back of each other, which is quite annoying. Chelsea we draw, Palace we beat, Arsenal we draw, we lose to West Ham after a very good result at home to Arsenal. Brentford we win, then we lose to Man U at Old Trafford, but we beat Fulham, Villa. This is what I'm talking about. Man City, Liverpool off the bounce, 9-0 in aggregate between the two teams. I mean, and we play Tottenham in the same month as well, which we lose 1-0 and 4-0 to United. So, very hefty month, that one. We carry it on quite sporadically, getting the odd draw now and again, but playing against the bigger teams, we don't seem to do well. And saying that, we do beat Man City in February, 1-0, 34th minute winner. Wow, that's quite impressive. That's a big scalp, that is. That's quite impressive. Tottenham we lose, draws. Brentford we beat, lose to Man U, Arsenal, draw with West Ham. Again, it's like I say, it's very hit and miss. But 3 wins on the bounce: Brighton, Wolves, and Everton, and then before losing to Bournemouth. But other than that, it's not been that bad a season. Teams we lose, you would expect us to lose, but other teams, I mean Newcastle, I'd expect to try and get a draw. But other teams, I would like to at least get a minimum draw. But I'm quite happy with what we've done so far. FA Cup, we had reached the 4th round after beating Stevenage 3-0. We succumbed to a 1-0 defeat at West Brom in the 35th minute. Matt Phillips scoring the winner. And the Carabao Cup, 4th round as well. We beat Burnley, we beat West Ham, but we lose to Crystal Palace. That's rather annoying. Burnley and West Ham are quite difficult teams. And then to play against Crystal Palace. I mean, saying that, Crystal Palace is quite tough as well. Tuo managed to get leading goal scorer with 26. You wouldn't expect anything less at all. 9 goals from Sabi as well in the left wing. Longstaff playing 38 games gets 3 goals and 1 assist. I expect a lot more than that. I really do. Kazava, the left back, I think it was. 2 goals, 2 assists. Again, first season in the Premiership for a lot of these players. And it's not that bad, to be fair. A lot of players not getting a lot of game time. We have got a big squad, though, to be fair. Assist-wise, not enough, really. Brennan Johnson, Sobi with 9 each. Ajida as well with 6. Bazer with 6. He did quite well from midfield, though. 33 games. Richie as well, 4 assists. Not many assists going through the whole team. But again, like I say, it is all about survival. So we've done pretty well. Now we're established ourselves in the Premiership after the first season, obviously. We've been given £33 million or £34 million. And already we have made a start on the transfers. Shawn Longstuff, we are going to be picking up. I think it'd be a good buy. £28 million was a clause in the contract. We offered 20 up to 28 with the add-ons. They were quite happy to take that amount. So hopefully it'll be our first signing. In fact, we're also getting this guy here. Okay. Obviously for the youngsters. So with this much money, we've probably got now 13-14 million pound. We are taking a few players that we are going to try and sell this season as well. We don't want them for next season. Either they're unhappy because they didn't get game time, or they're just not good enough. Right, we tried to get Shawn Longstuff on a permanent deal. The board weren't happening. He's 24 years old, don't forget. Our board weren't having anybody over the age of 23, so that was a bust and the board blocked it. So we've had to look elsewhere. Our first signing, though, is Lorenz Rosie, a DM. Pretty nifty, actually. Physicals look really nice, and we needed someone really specifically for this role with the formation we're playing. £4 million from Portugal. I'm quite happy with that. Very good season last season, and he's also started off well for us this season. We go to Scotland for our next signing from Aberdeen. And it's Lewis Ferguson in the middle of the park, ball-winning midfielder. Again, physicals look really good. Fitness and stamina look really nice. Work rate and leadership. And he's only 23 years old, so it goes in line with the ethos for the club as well. So they're quite happy with that. £6.5 million, I think it was, from Aberdeen. Really good season last season. And that's what we really want. Goals and assists. If he could do that for us this season, we can hopefully upgrade maybe next season if we finish a little higher. So we have signed contracts for our current right backs, but I felt like we needed somebody else, and Nathan fits that bill. He was quite happy to come. I wasn't going to say no. Physicals and mentals look really nice as well, and we just pick him up for a meager £15 million. 2 assists already this season, 7.3. He's playing the best football of his career so far. So maybe we look to the centre-backs next season, bring in some renowned ones, and hopefully build up from there. But at the moment, I think we're working in the right direction, but I'm quite happy with this particular signing. And finally, our last signing to rival our current forward, Owoni. I can't pronounce his name, I apologise once again, but Cesco is ahead of him quite considerably. He's scored 7 goals in 5 games for us already. We know what he's all about. He's a wonder kid. He's got acres of potential as well. If we do a quick comparison between the pair of them, and Cesco is slightly better, I would say, but Tawau is pretty quick and he's quite technical. So I guess it kind of evens itself out. So whereas Cesco's been starting, Tawau's been coming on as sub. He hasn't scored a goal yet though. But we pick him up from Salzburg for 17 up to 19 million pounds. I'm really happy with this signing. I'm surprised he wanted to come to Forest. But he's going to get the game time. He's got a big release clause as well if anybody wants to come and nick him. So £44.5 million spent. Also, we do bring in Nico Williams. Now, I do know they have Forest have signed him in real life. I'm not sure whether it's actually on a permanent deal or on loan. But attribute-wise, he looks okay, I guess. But with Nathan in there, I don't think he's going to get any game time. So whether he does or not is another matter. So we'll see how this develops. But he is on loan. A few players go out. Niklaus Ianu, he's gone. Cafu's gone. Shelby's gone. And I think a couple of other players went out towards the end of last season. Jordan Smith, Silva, Cassidy. All them players. And Nuno da Costa. Oh, he was in the season before. 1.6 million. Maybe we shouldn't have got rid of him that early in the save, I don't think. Scores so far, we've done really well in the friendlies, and then all of a sudden it suddenly got really hard for us. So we smashed Notts County to begin it all off, 7-0, a couple of other big scores, and then it just progressively got harder. We start the campaign off against Watford, a 1-1 draw with Cesco scoring on his debut. Derby we beat 5-2 in the Carabao. Then we lose to Liverpool and West Ham in the league, with Southampton being beaten in between time 4-2. A nice result there with Cesco getting a brace as well. We do start the season in 15th position. We're a point ahead of where we were last season, so hopefully we can build on that. And there are the FA Cup in the 3rd round, and we have drawn Fulham in the next round of the Carabao. So let's have a look, see where we are previewed for this season 2, and it is 17th, so we're not at the bottom. It's West Brom and Watford. Watford newly promoted, but 500 to 1. That's pretty decent. We're going in the right direction, at least anyway. But looking at the other transfers, Man U have been very, very busy. Eric Garcia, James Austin, and Nuno Mendes. Let's go and simulate season 2, and we'll come back and find out if we have survived yet again. We survive once again, and this time we head up a little bit further up the table to an outstanding 11th position, so we can safely say we are mid-table now. Finally. 2 seasons in, we survived relegation last season, and this season we do the same again. 10 points above the relegation zone, so Southampton, Burnley and West Brom all go down. But Man City win the league, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, Leeds are in 6th, Everton in 7th. We finish ahead of Tottenham. Wow, that is quite impressive. Nathan gets the most interceptions made as well, so that's quite impressive from our right back. How did the league go then? So it's quite indifferent at the beginning. Then we start to pick up some results. A 5-2 victory over Tottenham. Wow. And the 3-3 with Burnley. We do concede an awful lot of goals, and we have been scoring a fair few as well, so that's quite impressive. Leeds we win 4-2. Newcastle 2-1 Bournemouth, and then Chelsea. There's some big scalps in there. Man U we lose. Leicester we win. Arsenal we lose. A couple of more losses. Draws. 8-1. Oh, unbelievable. 8-1 against Man City. Wow. What happened there? Did we just not have any players? Well, it looks like Nico Williams played. And Mighton maybe not. It looks like we kind of struggled a little bit. I'm not going to lie. We get a victory after that, thankfully. But again, some more losses, draws. 6-1 win over Leicester, though. That's quite a good result. Bournemouth we lose after drawing 1-1 at home to Man U. Wow. I mean, it's just weird. And then look at this string of results. Liverpool we lose 5-3 at home. We lose to West Ham at home. And we lose to Southampton 6-0. Southampton got relegated. And then we lose to Brentford on the last day of the season despite beating Wolves. I mean, it's very, very inconsistent. We do have to sort our back line out, that's for sure. And I do believe I want to go down the path of looking at a goalkeeper as well, I think. A couple of centre-backs and a goalkeeper. I think we just need to sort that out. And if we have any money left, then possibly another midfielder. I'm quite happy with the forward line at the moment, I'm guessing, if they've played particularly well. Let's have a look at the FA Cup then. We get as far as the 5th round to lose on penalties to Wolves after beating Burton and Stoke. Carabao Cup, we reached the 4th round after beating Derby, Fulham on penalties, and then losing to Leicester 2-0. I mean, again, disappointing once more. 28 goals for Cesco, 19 for Awoni. I can't say his name. It's it's Taiwo. I might go Taiwo instead. Not too bad. I mean, 2 young strikers. They're both getting game time, which is quite nice to see. But, yeah, goals are plenty for the pair of them. A couple of goals. I mean, a lot more players getting more goals this time, so that's good. Even Nico Williams get 2 goals and 4 assists. Wow, actually, he's starting to look a little bit better now as well, isn't he? Maybe we might have a really, really good player in there. Nathan, 3 and 11. That's not too bad. Assist-wise, Nathan and Sobi as well. Brennan Johnson getting 5. I mean, that's very disappointing from him, I think. It looks like he's been injured a fair bit as well, actually. I mean, 6 weeks. I mean, he hasn't played as many games. 34 games. It's quite a lot. Assists right through the whole team, though, which is quite impressive. Man U win the FA Cup at the end, and Liverpool win the Carabao. This season, we're going to be given £71 million. And the wage budget has gone up a little bit as well. So I'm thinking we're going to have to sell a few players and bring in some pretty decent ones. I'm looking at 3 players, the minimum, I think. Really, really good players. Right, okay, let's go and spend this money. We'll come back just before we start Season 3 with our new transfers. Fingers crossed. Right, just before we get on to the transfers, we've gained another place. We're into 16th position now. 500 to 1 still to win the league. But 16th position. We've risen another place from 17th this time round. And we've just beaten one of the teams just above us as well, which is even better. So let's have a look at some of the transfers that we've had to get us into this position. First off is a goalkeeper. We did say we needed another one, and Alexander Popovic is going to be that chap. He looks really, really good. Samba's played reasonably well, but he's conceded an awful lot of goals. And I do believe this chap, if we compare him with Samba, is slightly better, I believe. I mean, it's very, very close. But Popovic just necks it, just in front of him. So as you can see, he's already played 4 games already and conceded them 1 and 3 clean sheets. That's what you want from your goalkeeper. Next up is Moritz Yargard. I'm thinking that's how you say it. He's going to be playing in attacking midfield role. He can play up front if need be. Maybe he's better off playing up there. But we've got a couple of really good forwards that we're going to keep up there anyway. But we've mainly brought him for a cam role. As you probably guessed, the formation is changing. It's our 3rd season in the Premiership. We want to start pushing further up that table. We had a good finish last season. Hopefully we can capitalise this time. But he's got very good pace as well. He's got great passing, 12. It's not too bad. Good dribbling. Physicals look really nice, and we pick him up for a meagre 9.5 million from Salzburg. Another player from Salzburg. Remember, we got Cesco. Now we got Kjaergaard as well. I can't say his name. I'm really sorry. But 9 goals last season. So hopefully, I'm assuming he played in the cam position last time round, but that's where he's going to be playing this over here. Next up is a winger. Reese Nelson, he became available, 23 years old as well. I can't believe he's really that old. Look at that potential. It's phenomenal. He's got great pace and acceleration. He can cross the ball, he can dribble, he can run with it. He's got great technique. I mean, he's got everything that needs in a winger. I mean, he can play on the right hand side if need be as well, so not going to be very short there. We pick him up for £16 million from West Brom, who only just bought him for 6. They get £10 million profit from him. Last season wasn't too bad. 1 goal already in 3 with 1 player of the match, 7.13 already this season. Just looks absolutely fantastic, and hopefully he's going to build into something really, really good. Next up is Nico Williams. Now, I was umming and ahhing whether to buy him or not, because we've already got Nathan on that right-hand side. But I'm going to leave that space blank so they can fight it out between themselves. Nico Williams looks pretty decent if we compare him with Nathan. If I could just find him. Nathan, where are you? There you are, my friend. There's not much in it. Nathan just wins it on speed, but technicals is all Williams. I mean, it's pretty even Stevens, so they're going to be fighting out between themselves over that one spot, but I'm kind of loving it. So, but £30 million up to 37 million, it's quite a lot. I'm just hoping, I mean, he had a good season last season on loan with us, 2 goals, 4 assists in 32. Yeah, I'm still surprised he managed to play 32 games. But we'll see what he's made of this season. And finally, we bring in William Saliba at the back. We did say we wanted another centre-back. We tried to get Kamara from Aston Villa, and he wasn't having any of it. So it was quite disappointing not to get him to play alongside him. But, I mean, already he's looking really good. At 22 years old, he's not quite at his potential. He's got great jumping reach and great heading as well. And we do spend a fair bit on him, £40 million from Arsenal. Wasn't too bad in the last couple of games that he has played for him. And he's not letting us down so far. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how he develops at 22 years old as well. Keeping him with the ethos of under 23s. So overall, £99 million spent this season. It's a fair whack. But we do say goodbye to Surridge. He's gone to Cardiff, 350,000. Drago's gone to ES Sahel for £500,000, and Ember So has gone for 400,000 as well. So not an awful lot of money going out the door, but some players have gone to make way for these new ones as well. The season and pre-season has started off pretty well, actually. I'm quite impressed. It's Notts County with a 4-1 win, then a couple of other wins. We're not conceding many goals, but we're not scoring many either. We start the campaign against Wolves with a 0-0, then beat Watford away from home 1-0. Wrexham we smashed 3-0. Brentford we just beaten 3-1. So that's pretty good as well. So I'm really excited to see how these develop, which leaves us lying in 4th position, actually. I haven't seen the table, but that looks really good. When you think we are 17th or 16th and 500 to 1 to win the league. We're not going to win the league. Let's put it out there now. But that's a very, very good start. And 7 points, it's a lot more than what we've had in the last couple of seasons as well. We have drawn Leighton Orient in the Carabao Cup, so hopefully we'll progress. So yeah, it's a very, very exciting time at the moment. But if we have a look at some of the transfers that have gone through, some big ones, £60 million Newcastle have brought in Sabitzer. Man City have brought in Todibo, 43 million. Liverpool brought in Gomez for 42. Man City have also brought in Acuna for 42. And there's our signing Saliba from Arsenal for £40 million. So we are really starting to build quite a good young side. So hopefully we'll eventually get a player on this dream team. So let's simulate season 3. And hopefully we'll climb that table even more. Right, we survived once again. I think we got the same as last season as well, actually. 13 wins, 9 draws, 16 losses. We scored considerably less and we conceded less, though, which is a good sign, which is always a good sign when you concede less. Still a negative goal difference, but 48 points. I think that is the same as last season, but we do drop a couple of places. Chelsea at 11th. Wow. Okay. Didn't see that one. West Ham are in the Europa League. Leeds are in the Champions League. What on earth is happening at Leeds? So what have we done to deserve this then? So we started off okay, then hit 2 massive losses, Bournemouth and Newcastle, before we get a couple of wins against Everton, Blackburn, and draw with Liverpool before losing to Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa. Wow, that's harsh. Leeds, Man U, West Ham, Man City. I mean, we beat Liverpool there 3-0. Wow. I mean, that's just crazy, the sort of results we have been getting. We were unbeaten against Liverpool. A 3-3 draw, was it, up here? A 3-3 draw and a... What was it down here again? 3-0? 2-0? I've lost Liverpool. 3-0, wow. Taiwo getting a brace in that one as well. Wow, that's pretty damn good. Then we go on a loss, losing spree. West Ham, Tottenham, Man U, Leeds. I mean, it's just horrible. We finish off with 3 wins from the last 4 games though. Bournemouth, Brentford and Newcastle, and losing to Everton. Disappointing to be fair, but again, very sporadic. But the wins are starting to come and the results are starting to get a little bit closer. 5-3 against Leeds though. We need to do something about Leeds though. The FA Cup, we don't even get past the 3rd round. We lose to Brentford 4-1. That's horrible. But the Carabao Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals, losing on penalties to Norwich after beating Wrexham, Leyton Orient and Man U in the 4th round, 1-0. Squad-wise, let's have a look. Goals, 16 goals for Cesco, 12 for Taiwo as well, 7 for Jargard. I can't say his name. I really do apologise. That's all I can do. A lot of other goals. Ferguson getting 6 as well. Reese Nelson getting 5 and 12 assists. 3 for Brennan Johnson and 10 assists. Nico Williams, 3 and 2. So what did Nathan do? Did Nathan play 30 games and no goals? Did get 5 assists though. But there's only 2 getting the assists though, the 2 wingers, which is what you want to see. But you want our forwards to do a lot more though. They've got to be doing... Are they not getting the service? That's the other question as well. Nathan getting assists. Ferguson. We've got Richie Laria as well. He's out on loan. He's got 4 assists this season, whoever he's with. We even got Subhi as well with 3 assists. I mean, it's not brilliant as it has been in the previous season where we scored more, but probably a bit more controlled this time round. So confirmation finishing 13th. Liverpool win the league though, ahead of Man U, Leeds, Man City. Liverpool also win the FA Cup and Man City win the Carabao Cup. More importantly, what finances are they giving us this season? £56 million. Okay, we need to start spending wisely here. We need to bring in specialist players and players that are standout ones as well. So we'll get on with that and we'll come straight back when we've signed somebody suitable. So the first of our 2 signings then, Fabiano Parisi, defender, a left back. We needed somebody stronger and I think he will fit the bill. And he's only 23 years old as well, so he will be here for a little bit longer. Up to 2029 actually, 62 grand a week. Did he cost us a fair bit? Let's have a look, shall we? £17 million. That's not too bad considering how much he's worth now. From Empoli in Italy. Pretty good last few seasons. 3 games for us as well. 2 assists. That's what I like to see as well. He's going to be running up and down that line with any luck. Very good speed as well. I mean, that is phenomenal. Crossing's even better. Dribbling. He's got great passing and great... I think he has it all, and I think he's going to strengthen our back line up with him and Nico Williams on the other side, or Nathan even. We've got a pretty solid wing backs. And our main signing is Sostiris Alexandropoulos. He's a Greek midfielder. We wanted to bolster our midfield up, and we wanted a signature signing this season. We struggled to get anybody known into the club, but this guy, I think he looks really good. Physicals look amazing, mentals even better, with technique and passing and marking. I think he's got it all to at least fit into this particular team, and I think he's probably one of our better midfielders. He's cost us £25 million. He had a really good season a couple of seasons back, then he moved to Watford for £12 million. Not too bad a season, but with us, an assist in 3 games, he's going to surpass what he did at Watford, and already he's helping us do that. So just a couple of signings, £42 million spent, 3,000 out the door actually through loans, and a couple of freebies going. Our goalkeeper Ethan, he's gone to Sporting KC on a free, and that is about it. Not really much movement in the market for ourselves. We just solidifying our team, signing some more new contracts, and keeping some of the better players with us. This season's gone off to a flyer. It's amazing. It's what a turnaround this has been. Our friendlies has just been phenomenal. We went to Singapore on our friendlies, and look at that. We only conceded the 1 goal. Everybody scoring goals. Cesco had a whale of a time. A 6-0, 14-0, a 9-1 and a 9-0 victory over there. What a successful pre-season that was. Then we came back home and played AZ and won that 3-0, relatively comfortable. Williams and Cesco scoring. Then we start our campaign, which has been even more successful, I think. Middlesbrough 5-2 smashing there. Southampton 4-0, where we've struggled in recent seasons. We played Middlesbrough again at home in the Carabao. We won that 3-0. And then Aston Villa, again, another team that we do struggle against. And we won that rather comfortably 2-0. I mean, it's been a really, really good pre-season and the start to the season. I can't believe it. So you would guess that should put us top of the table, which it does. 3 for 3 at the moment. 11 goals, 2 against. We know that's not going to stay like it until we start playing some of the bigger teams. But Man City are down near the bottom. They haven't won a game in 3. Same with Chelsea. Chelsea haven't won a game either. We've got the likes of Man U right behind us. Liverpool down there as well. We've got a little bit of a points gap on some of these bigger teams. We've drawn Burnley in the Carabao Cup. We don't enter the 3rd round. But where does that put us preview-wise? We're climbing that ladder up. We're up to 14th now. 450 to 1. If we manage to win it in the next season and the last season, I would be totally amazed, and it would be a miracle. But I doubt very much that would happen. But I'm quite happy with that. Newcastle continue spending money. £52 million on Zielinski from Napoli. Arsenal spend money. Chelsea even spent some money. And Ndicka and Solomon. And they're right down there at the bottom. Liverpool lose Rosses to Bayern Munich. But they do sign Jared Bowen from West Ham for £41 million. So obviously not helping matters. And there's a little bit of a mixture out on the Dream 11. None of them players are ours, unfortunately. So let's go and pray for a miracle. We'll try and up the ladder in the Premiership. We'll simulate Season 4 and we'll be right back. So it's another 13th position in the Premiership. We do finish 13 points ahead of relegation. Leicester, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough go down. But also we only finish 14 points behind or adrift of a European spot. So you could potentially say we're smack right in the middle, which is pretty amazing. We are getting better and better, but we are that elusive mid-table team. But a plus note for ourselves is we do win 11 games, 14 draws, 13 losses, which I think is the least in this save so far. And also we managed to get ourselves into a plus goal difference, which is huge when you think how badly we've been in the previous seasons. So after that good start at the beginning of the season, we go and lose our next game against Man U, beat Leicester, and then lose to Brentford, Everton, before beating Palace and Bournemouth. Pretty good there. We only just lose to City 1-0 there. There's no big scores going in, but there's a lot of draws. Not too many wins. But Palace, Tottenham, Liverpool, we draw with Arsenal and draw with Chelsea. Continue that one win a month. This time against Bournemouth in January. A couple of draws, couple of losses. We remain unbeaten in February, which is quite good, and that's impressive. 2 draws and a win. March sees us have that 1 win once more. A draw against Chelsea and lose to Liverpool. And then we struggle towards the end of the season. Last couple of months, no wins apart from Brentford's second game to last at the end. But 5 draws, 2 losses in the last few games. I mean, that's a lot of games, a lot of points missed, I feel, especially at home. Our home form hasn't been brilliant. We do draw 3-3 with Man U though. The FA Cup, we don't really progress at all. We beat Oldham 3-0 and then lose to Bournemouth. Bournemouth just seem to beat us every time. But the Carabao Cup, we do make it to the semi-finals. We beat Middlesbrough, Burnley on penalties, West Ham, Aston Villa, and then we get stuffed by Man U. 4-0 at home, 4-1 away, with Cesco getting our only goal over the 2 ties. But an 8-1 aggregate win for United. Disappointing. Probably expected more than anything though. Man U go on to win the FA Cup. They do finish second. Liverpool win the league. And Man U win the Carabao Cup as well. They go on to win it. So they've won the both cup competitions. So they're doing well. We just need to survive a little bit. I think if we can get to 50 points, we can get ourselves into a European spot. That would be quite cool. Squad-wise, how well did we do? 24 goals, Cesco. Johnson with 12. Kjærgaard with 9. Nathan with 6 with 5 assists. Ayeda as well with 4 and 5. What happened to Reese Nelson? 3 and 13. That's not too bad as well. Taiwo with 2 goals in his 6 games. Not really getting much game time now. Not with Cesco the way he is. Assists 13 for Nelson, like I said. Sir Hebe got 8 assists with 6 goals for the Egyptian. That's not bad going at all. But not as much as Reese Nelson though. That has to be said. Parisi with 7 assists. Not bad in his first season as well. Johnson, Kjærgaard. We've got Ayeda, Nathan. I mean, a lot of assists right through the whole team there. Even Popovic gets 2 assists. Let's have a look how well he has done over the past couple of seasons. Then 65 and 38, 59 and 38. Not getting as many clean sheets. It is really hard, the Premiership. It really is. 71 goals conceded in 43, 72 in 46 this time around, which isn't too bad though, to be fair. Financially, they're going to give us £40 million to try and improve the side a little bit. We'll have a look what we've got to play with. And I'm just not sure we just need to improve all around. I still think we do need to improve our back four. I'm going to stay with the goalkeepers. I think I've got Samba's not getting the game time now, I guess. Popovic is. We can stick with him. We can bring in another big defender if need be. I mean, I'm happy with the forward line. We just need that midfield sorted out. Maybe we need another midfielder. But I'm happy with what we've got. So let's go and spend this money. We'll come back and we'll see what we've done. Right, before we start off our transfers, there's nothing we could have done about this particular one. Benjamin Cesco has left Nottingham Forest and he has gone for a big move to Manchester United. Absolutely gutted. This came at the end of last season. What can I say? They paid his release clause. Absolutely gutted. £89 million. 3 from 3. He's going to do well there, I'm not going to lie. A superb replacement for a Ronaldo, at least anyway. But he scored quite a few goals for us as well. I'm absolutely gutted. I really am. I thought we might be able to keep him for a little bit longer. He was never ever going to be staying with Forest without winning any competition. So we do say goodbye to him. £88 million as well. You think that we would have got of all of that? No. Because the money situation wasn't good, we got something like 50% of that to use. So about £40 million. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Not a lot. For a player like that, it was just absolutely crazy. So what we did do then, we started spending. So the first signing, Gabriel Pirani, a midfielder. We needed to stabilise our midfield. We needed to get some really, really good players in here. And I think we've started to pick them up. And because of the age group that the board want, we can't get the more experienced players in. So we're getting them right at the beginning of their careers. We're building it up, and as you've seen with Cesco, we let them go. So it looks like we're going to be hanging around, or hopefully hanging around the mid-table, just making money for the board. That's what it seems like, bringing in young players on the cheap and selling them on the most expensive. So, yeah, but I think he's going to be another one, 23 years old, sorry. And we pick him up for £8.25 million from SAN in Brazil. Pretty good few seasons, I'm not going to lie. 15 assists, 10 goals. Amazing that season. He's hit 7 above every season. So hopefully he's going to do that for us. The next one is a player from PSG. That's right, you've heard me correctly. PSG. We got another attacking midfielder, Nuran Babusku, central midfield. He can play in central midfield. He can play on the left wing, and he can play here as well. That's where I want him to play. Looks pretty nicely rounded. Off the ball looks really insane. Agility and physicals look really good. Dribbling looks really nice. Passing, technique, and he's got a fair few long shots on him as well. £15 million from PSG. Quite happy with that. He's had quite good ratings in the previous seasons, originally from Austria as well. So having a season or two with PSG will hopefully help him, even if it was just a couple of games. Next up is another midfielder, Mamadou Coulee. I was quite shocked that he decided he wanted to come. 26 years old. Yeah, it's a 26-year-old. They didn't stop his transfer, that's for sure. So I think they were quite happy to bring him. And again, another player to shore up the midfield, especially physically. He looks absolutely phenomenal. So hopefully he'll do well for us. But we spent £20 million from Salernitana in Serie A in Italy. Not bad few seasons. I just really want him to stock up that midfield and just stop people coming through us. I think that's what we really need to do. But with them physicals, I think he should be able to do that as well. And finally, our last signing, you're probably wondering where our why we bought a striker. Well, we have João Pedro, 23 years old. He's almost at his potential now. Advanced forward. Not bad finishing. Pretty good physicals, mentals. He's perfectly rounded up, and he's easily by far our best forward. £22.5 million, I think it was. Yeah, 22.5 mil from Watford. And he scored a few goals in the Premiership. I'm hoping he's going to do the same. We wanted some experienced players. I think this is the route I should have gone down originally, is taking players off relegated teams or from teams from round about where we are, mid-table and below, really, those that are established in the Premiership. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this steal. I'm 3 from 3 at the moment, 4 from 4 in total. So he is scoring goals, and hopefully he'll score a few more as well and help us climb that table above midway. So in all, £66 million spent. There's a lot of players for the youth team as well as Cesco going. We do say goodbye to Sobi. He's gone to Bordeaux for £3.8 million. Rob Foster, a youngster, has gone to Crystal Palace for £9.75 million. Seems a little bit excessive for a 19-year-old. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. Thank you very much. And a few more players going out on loan, and few on a free as well. Season and pre-season hasn't gone well. It's very, very mixed. We started off okay in the at the beginning. Then we lost to Inter 3-1. We beat Olympiacos, and then we start the league campaign with 2 draws, West Ham and Tottenham. We lose to Liverpool, who were top of the table, but we do beat Stockport in the Carabao Cup second round, so that was quite nice. That does leave us drifting away from the top half, 15th, 2 points. It's probably our worst start to a season as well. Again, I think it's just survival. I think the stipulations they have where they want under 23s for the first team is just ridiculous. But we managed to get Coulee in, so maybe a change is in the offering. But we do know what they want to do. They want to bring in players and sell them on. Look at Cesco. I mean, I can't believe they let him go. So we'll probably struggle this season as Pedro finds his feet in this division. We do draw Portsmouth in the next round of the Carabao Cup, so hopefully that'll help us. So where does that leave us now in terms of a preview? A little bit higher, 13th. I'm not sure whether we were there before, but 450 to 1 still. Mid-table, that's all we're seen as, and it's quite disappointing in that respect. We haven't really climbed any further. I think we're just like a mediocre middle of the table until the more money and investment comes in and we will start winning trophies and try and get into that European spot. Then we might be struggling for quite a while. So let's simulate for the final time then. Season 5, can we survive another season and hopefully finish above that magic 10th place? And out of nowhere, we get 7th position in the final season of this rebuild. We managed to get into the top 10 and just miss out on a European place. Look at that, by 1 point from West Ham as well. Maybe it was the fact that we had a new striker or we brought in some decent midfielders. I don't know, but wow, what a start. Pedro, actually, saying that, he scored 25 goals. Third highest in the division as well. Reese Nelson with 13 assists. And Saliba again with a lot of interceptions made. But that is an absolutely amazing feat in the final season. So how did this come about then? So we started off pretty shakily like we saw. Then we went 3 on the bounce, including a 4-1 victory at home to Man City. With Pedro, Reese Nelson and Brennan Johnson scoring. Then we carry on and then we just lose. Wow, what happened here? Burnley, Wolves, Palace, Leeds, Chelsea 3-2. I mean, that's relegation form around there. It's no different to what we have been witnessing over the past couple of seasons. And then we go and beat Newcastle, Arsenal, Southampton and Brentford. I mean, the pretty high scores as well. A couple of clean sheets in there. And yeah, we don't want to see that one. And 7-0 drubbing by Manchester United as well. Wow, that's just that's just shocking. All before half time as well, would you believe? That's embarrassing. Then we go on a bit of an unbeaten run. Villa, Burnley, Everton, Tottenham, Southampton. I mean, it's quite... And then we draw 1-1 at home with United, with Pedro scoring in the 45th minute, 46th minute. Rashford scoring in the 91st minute, disappointingly. So a 7-0 turn from a 7-0 defeat turned into a 1-1 draw, which could have easily been a 1-0 victory in the end. Arsenal, Newcastle beat us. Then we have an unbeaten April, which we see off Chelsea. And then going to the last few games of the season, we lose to Liverpool and Man City get their own back. The FA Cup, we don't get very far. We get knocked out by Oxford, actually, in the third round after a replay. That is not something I envisaged. The Carabao Cup will get a little bit further. We beat Stockport, Portsmouth, Bristol Rovers, Norwich by scoring quite a few goals in there. And then Newcastle, where we lose 2-1 at home and then 2-0 away. So I'm more excited to see what the squad's done. So 33 goal haul from João Pedro, which is pretty darn good. Johnson with 10, Reese Nelson with 10. So attacking forward line looks really, really good. And Babuscu did really well in his first season. Looks pretty decent as well, at 22 years old also. But 6 goals from him and 9 assists. Saliba with 5 goals. Coulee Barley with 5 as well. Alexandropoulos with 4. Not bad in his... maybe is it his first season or second season? I don't know. But a lot of goals throughout the rest of the team as well, which is pretty decent. Nico Williams is down here though. Didn't really get much game time. Well, he got a lot of game time, but didn't really do an awful lot, which is disappointing. And Taiwo as well, really running out of steam now with Cesco, now Pedro. He's not really getting the game time, is he? Assist wise, coming from Reese Nelson, Coulee Barley. That's what we brought him in for. Babuscu as well. We've also got Johnson, Parisi as well. I mean, assists right through the whole team, which is pretty good. And there's a couple of players that did not get any game time at all, like Panzo, Samba, Bazoa as well. He only got a few games. And remember him, we came in and it was really, really good to start off with until we strengthened in that middle. Popovic, how well did he do? So if we have a quick look at him, 11 clean sheets this time round, so which isn't too bad, which is an improvement. A massive improvement from the first time he played. So confirmations then. Liverpool win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup was won by Newcastle United in the end. Out of interest though, let's have a look at where we were predicted to finish in the end. It hasn't really shifted. Only up to 150 to 1, so that's pretty good as well. Past positions then, let's have a look how we did fare. We did get as high as 5th place though earlier on in the season, and 6th as well before we dropped to 8th or 7th, sorry. So it's not too bad though, but we were in a European spot. But this is where we're going to leave it. Another rebuild comes to an end. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you've managed to watch it to the very end, thank you very much for your support. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Smash a like button on the video as well. It really does help with the algorithms and all that stuff. And let me know down in the comments below if there's any other rebuilds you would like me to do. And until the next one then, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.